You were talking. Yeah, well, actually the first time, we did play with Zeppelin, a lot of those. Well, obviously the 60s and early 70s, everybody played together, so it's not like now we just have one artist, you know, in a support band. You'd have a lot of artists on there. But the first time I ever played with Jimmy Page, I must have been about 17, and he was a session guitar player in England. And I remember a record that he'd done with a guy called Dave Berry. It's called My Baby Left Me, and he'd done the guitar solo on that, which turned everybody on. But I used to do a few commercials when I was a kid, like sing on television commercials and play rhythm guitar. And we were doing one for this tea company called Thai Food Tea. And I was a singer and rhythm guitar player, and Jimmy was a guitar player, lead guitar, and there was Clem Catini was on drums. I can't remember who was on bass. But anyway, so we were all doing this thing. It was like a 3-hour session. We were getting £12 for it. And we routined it a couple of times, and we went, any time's tea time, Thai food tea time, only Thai food has the flavour. It was all that kind of crap. So we had a tea break halfway through this before we were supposed to take it, and we're all sitting around, and Jimmy and Clem, they were saying, hey, listen, you know, like 12 quid for this. They said, this commercial is going to be on television for months, you know, and all we're getting is 12 quid. I reckon we should get, you know, at least a royalty off this thing. We're making this music and everything. So me being the singer, they voted me to go in and see the producer and ask for some more money and the percentage. So like a complete arsehole, or Wally, I went in and asked this producer for some more money. He said, listen, you can bugger off. He said, I'll get somebody else, I'll get another group of guys, you know, to do it. If it's not good enough for you, so like, anytime's tea time, Thai food tea time, you know. So we did it for our 12 quid.
That's a great story. Page elected you the guy to go get the axe, huh?
Yeah, it was Jimmy and Clem, yeah. He was a great session guitar player, a long time. He was known as a session player, you know.
I've heard a lot of bands say that.
He used to play on everybody's record.
When you're writing a song, is there a process that you go through?
Well, there's a lot of sort of pain and worry involved in it, because the nature of being any kind of writer is that the moment you finish writing a song, you can quite easily convince yourself you don't know how you did it, so you never be able to write another one because it comes from nowhere, you know. But I'd like to invoke a feeling and an emotion, and if it moves me in some way or gets me excited, or it makes me sad, or it makes me feel very, very happy, then I know that I've touched that particular button, you know, pressed that button. And that's the important thing for me, you know. There's songs, there's so much mediocrity, and I just try every time. I just want to rise above that.
Get the feeling happening. The new tour, how's it going so far? Is it,
Well, I must say we have one of the better tours out this year, and I mean we've been going since the middle of June. We started in Holland in the middle of June, and we did Germany, and we played at the Montreux Jazz Festival. I don't know why they call it the Jazz Festival. It's all rock and roll groups, but or perhaps there's jazz players playing at some little club somewhere, you know. But then we came back to England. We did some dates there, and then we've been here since the middle of July. We finish tonight, which is September the 10th, 11th, and then we start again in Germany in about 3 weeks' time. Go all through Europe, Italy, Spain, France, you know, up to Scandinavia and that. Then we come back to Britain. We're playing there for a couple of weeks. Then we come back here in December. So we're in a touring mode now, and the band is playing great, and we'll be playing on the road for about a year.
long time?
Well, that's usually the way it goes. You know, if we've got get on a roll, you know, we keep going.
Do you find it easier to play in Europe or the United States? Or
personally, I find it easier in the United States because America is geared up to people who want to travel. And they understand musicians, you know. In England, you never know what you go into a hotel and you never know what's, you know, was the bathroom going to be down the corridor? Is it, you know, it's never the same everywhere you go. Every theatre is different, and the places were built hundreds of years ago. So it's like, hey, we've had them all here, you know. You know, it's like something from variety acts and comedy acts, and it was never really made for rock and roll in Europe, you know. America is kind of made for rock and roll.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're made for rock and roll.
Yeah.
You heard it first on Moody Blues.
Okay. We do something.